What is Timeless Talks? Timeless Talks is a podcast that was made for helping Division I athletes who do not get the recognition they deserve get noticed and actually have a platform to speak their mind. Timeless Talks is also a podcast made for informing everyday individuals the lives of these Division I athletes, how they eat, train, sleep, go to school, and balance the life of a true Division I athlete. And finally, Timeless Talks is a podcast that is made for people who want to improve their daily lifestyles, whether it comes to mental health, their physical fitness, or their everyday, day-to-day lives. Timeless Talks business model. First, we started an online merchandise company called www.timelesstalks.org, where our fans and supporters can go to our website, purchase hats, hoodies, coffee mugs, and etc. in order to feel connected and feel an emotional attachment to our podcast and feel proud to represent our merchandise. Number two, we plan on reaching YouTube monetization. As a podcast that's posted on YouTube, anybody from across the world can watch our podcast. As we have many international athletes and people on our podcast, we want to reach monetization so that we can get paid through each one of these videos in order to give this money back to the community and take our business to new heights. And finally, we plan on running social media ads. We plan on running ads through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok in order to reach our fan base through all and any social media platforms to push our podcast to new heights. What are Timeless Talks goals? Our goal is to become the #1 sports podcast in the entire world. As you know, there are many popular podcasts out there who are making tons of money and giving voices to people who definitely deserve the platform. We want to be able to get to the point to where we can give back to the communities just through our social media platform. Coming on the podcast to us wants to be seen as a luxury, and getting on this podcast one day will mean basically getting recruited from a college. As many successful people have come out of Nebraska, there currently is no track podcasts that are known on the map, and we plan to be the first one to take over. As we showcase our Division I athletes, we also want to help individuals in high school and middle school get recruited to become Division I athletes. So, what we plan to do is bring individuals who are not really highly ranked in high school and middle school, put them on the podcast in hopes that they will be noticed by a professional or a college recruiter to get them that scholarship they always have been working really hard to. For us, we want to be able to build up the revenue so that we can help financially assist these individuals to go to their school, whether they get a scholarship or a walk-on, and pay off their entire college tuition in order to take the financial burden off them and their family members. Social media presence. We all know how athletes and even normal people love being noticed on social media, whether it's through going viral, verification, or even just being noticed and getting more followers on the internet. Timeless Talks has realized this, so our platform goal is to get so many followers to the point to where we bring in one person on their podcast and their social media is guaranteed to jump to over 10,000 to 20,000 followers instantly after joining our platform. This will intrigue many more athletes to want to come onto our podcast and many more people to watch our podcast in general, to see other people's success and even their success through social media as well. Here we have an example of this with one of our most famous, infamous athletes, Emma Spence. Here's her talking about how she got verified through the Timeless Talks podcast.
A couple months ago, you approached me and you're like, you should be verified on Instagram. And I was like, but he approached me and he was like, you should be verified. And I was like, okay, I don't really know how to do that. And then you're like, well, I'll do it for you. And I was like, okay. So the first time we did it and it didn't work. And then did we do it a second time and it didn't work too?
That didn't work either.
Okay, so we did it 2 times and it didn't work. But then we did research and we figured out what kind of articles we needed. So we've been doing it wrong. Like once we tried as my country as USA, once we tried it as Canada.
It worked when
like
you were in Canada though, right? When you switched your verification into Canada?
Yeah.
And then you put your driver's license?
Yes, instead of passport. Like we tried different things.
Yeah. And it just randomly
and then
hit.
it worked. And we used certain articles. Like last time I was using like profiles of like the Huskers profile, the Gymnastics Canada one, but you needed like just articles.
Oh yeah.
So we finally did that and it worked.
Dang. So home country and valid articles, not like roster spots or anything like that. Valid articles is how you get verified on Instagram.
And finally, helping athletes get recruited can only take place when you have another successful program that's already done this. That is why we brought on the CEO of Hudl, John Wirtz. John talked about on our podcast how he started his business model in bringing in people in order to make other high school athletes more successful by getting them recruited through Hudl. Hudl wanted to be a part of that process, and we do too. We hope that you subscribe to Timeless Talks podcast, and we hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and go Timeless Talks.